My name is Jonathan Epperson, University of Washington commit, and I'm coming up on I Only Touch Greatness podcast.
My name is Andrew Wold, and I'm coming up on the I Only Touch Greatness podcast.
This is the hottest place for big name interviews in Vancouver.
Listen to it.
With Ryan Hayes.
Vancouver's best show with Ryan Hayes.
So hometown, I couldn't find the exact stat, but now you're living in Auburn, Washington, but you've also lived in Maryland, Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi. Can you tell us about childhood growing up and how you ended up in Auburn?
My dad was in the military, so we moved around a lot. So that was basically it. So my dad was in the military, moved around a lot. ended up, all over the country. Um, when I was born, my mom and dad both served. Uh, they went underway, and so I went to go live with my grandparents in Alabama for a little bit. Then I went back out with my parents, and then we moved around. Ended up back in Mississippi, or ended up in Mississippi for a little while, and then I moved to Maryland, which I lived in Washington before as well. So it's a whole long thing. Just basically, my dad was in the military, like to making sure my dad was in the military. So we ended up moving out here because he got a job out here with the he's gonna be in a job out here.
So how did that growing up in the military family help discipline you on your growth these days? I bet it did.
It did. It definitely did. It's kind of like my dad came from a military family as well, so that structure and they from my grandparents and my dad, they from the South, so it's a little bit different. That structure was just kind of it was brought up, the discipline was brought up, and just passed down. Just I don't know through the generations, I guess.
Okay. And when did you get into football?
Got into football when I was like 5 years old. I was playing flag football at 5 years old.
Okay. Did you have any other hobbies growing up, or?
I just really just played football, played basketball. That was pretty much it. It was just football and basketball for the most part. Uh, yeah.
Okay. In the early days of your football career, who did you look up to the most? Like, which one of your players is your favorite?
Julio Jones. That was one of my favorite because I thought I was going to be a receiver. Uh, Julio Jones was probably one of my favorite guys. Him, defensive wise, Josh Norman. I'm not gonna lie too. Josh Norman was one of those guys for me. And then so it was Julio Jones and Josh Norman. I watched them all the time when I was growing up watching football.
That's cool. I was a big fan of Julio back in the day. I had him on my fantasy teams many times.
Yes, sir.
I mean, he's still playing, or is he officially retired?
I don't know. I think he is still playing, floating around somewhere. I think
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I think he is still playing somewhere, like Tennessee or something. Is this Andrew?
Yeah, that's me.
How you doing, buddy?
Good. How about you?
Good, thanks. I'm
That's
Ryan
good.
up in Vancouver, Canada.
Okay. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I don't have any stats prepared for you, but most of the questions going forward are open-ended questions. We'll just shoot them off you both.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. If you guys were having a dream dinner party and you can invite three famous people, dead or alive, who do you want to come to your party?
Dinner party?
And do we want to just stay we'll go John first and then Andrew?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So I say Michael Jordan. So dinner party, I say Michael Jordan. Dang, that's tough. not gonna lie, Tom Brady. Have another great in there, and then go with probably Denzel Washington. Yeah,
Denzel Washington.
yeah, Denzel Washington, Tom Brady, and Michael Jordan. Some of the greatest, people and what they do. So yeah.
Okay, Andrew, you're up.
I'd probably say Tom Brady, uh, Michael Jordan, and then maybe like Nick Saban or something.
Oh, sweet. Nice one.
Yeah.
Okay, so both nowadays, what are you doing outside of sports? Like, what are your hobbies?
Just working out. It's to be honest, football has been my life for so long. Like, that's really all. That's really all I do is football. Like I practice, working out. Everything has been training so far to get to the point of making it to, the Division I level. So I just made a lot of sacrifices. I had to put to the side of just having a whole bunch of fun. And now I just it's strictly football.
That's it. You're having that sacrifice. You're having to sacrifice your hobbies in order to focus just on your goals.
Yes, sir.
Andrew, go ahead, bud.
Yeah, and then probably just mostly working out, and then I mean, I feel like most of my life too is just right now is just football. It's my main focus.
Who do you guys compare your game to?
Oh, that's a good question. So me, I'm an athlete, so uh, I'm really a utility player. I can play anywhere on the field. But let me think. My game most compared to defensive wise, I say Miles Jack. Yeah, defensive wise, because he's one of those guys like and he also toted the rock a little bit. So I say Miles Jack. And then as far as offense, I'm one of those like it's kind of weird to say, but like Alvin Kamara a little bit, just a little bit, because of the speed,
There.
the speed and being able to just find the hole and just hit it and just take off, and kind of being able to bounce off hits sometimes and get free.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then for me, I'd probably say maybe like, maybe like a, like maybe like a Tua or like a Drew Brees, like just trying to like make all the right reads and like not always just take the deep shot, but just like, I don't know, just try and focus on putting the ball where it needs to be.
Okay, so Andrew, that would obviously mean you're a QB because I don't have any stats on
Oh,
you.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so you're a QB, then we might as well ask you how did you get into football in your childhood?
I mostly just grew up playing flag football, and then when high school rolled around, I decided to give tackle a shot because I've loved watching football all my life, and then just kind of went from there. And yeah,
Okay. What was your focus on this off season for both of you guys?
Getting just getting bigger, faster, and stronger, and doing it as a team, doing it with our team, because that was going to be very important this year. We lost some very key guys to our defense and offense, so it was really just focusing on being the best we can, physically, and then now we're moving towards being the best we can mentally. And so that was a big focus this off season, is being mentally tough and physically strong.
Andrew, go ahead, bud.
yeah, and then yeah, I'd agree with that. Most of it was just focused around like just mainly trying to get our whole team bigger and stronger because we lost a lot of pieces from last year, and then also just trying to build like kind of like unity as a team and like togetherness so that way we can just play as one.
Okay. Your favorite jersey number and why?
My favorite jersey number is 17. I grew up a Georgia fan. My dad is from Columbus, Georgia. So I watched Georgia football all my life. And the guys who donned that number were pretty great guys. The guys I've seen from their high school through college and who are now in the NFL, guys like N'Kobe Dean, like people like that. Just watching them play and watching him play and rock that number was amazing to see. Like number 17 it's a great number to wear. I always felt like I looked good in it. Always felt like I played good in it, and it really modeled like one of my favorite players, N'Kobe Dean, college football players. Watching him, so it was kind of and by like being who he was just a little bit, just taking a little bit of his game and applying it to myself. So I always felt good in 17.
Yeah, and then for me, I'd say probably number 3, just because I grew up a big Husky and a Seahawk fan, and the two quarterbacks at the time were Jake Browning and Russell Wilson, and they both rocked the number 3, so it's probably got to be my favorite.
Of course, I love it. I'm also the Seahawks and Huskies as well. Like I don't know if I can turn this. Got a whole shrine
Oh, dang, yeah, that's cool.
over there. Yeah. It's got like, and then I got the autographed Metcalf on the wall as well. Yeah, but yeah. Oh, there we go. Put that back. Yeah, huge fan. I go to a lot of games. Always at the Huskies games.
Yeah.
That's why it's always an honor to get that interview, like Huskies prospects or anything going on like that, or just people from the Pacific Northwest, because we're all the same. That's just it. I'm a 2-hour drive from Seattle, so it's not
Oh yeah,
Not even that. It's not even that far away.
yeah.
Okay.
You coming up?
Pardon me. Go ahead.
Will you be here this weekend?
No, I'm not there until October 6th.
October 6th. Okay.
Yeah, it's the Huskies play Michigan the night before, and then
Oh.
yeah, the Seahawks play the Giants.
Oh, that'll be good.
Okay. Can you tell us about each of the recruiting process you've had, and when did you know you were going to choose? John, it was more for you. Andrew, I don't know what your situation is yet, but please tell us.
Recruiting process. It took a minute. Well, I wouldn't say took a minute. It was kind of early because I started getting offered in my sophomore year, February of sophomore year after the season was over with. My first offer came from the University of Oregon. But that whole process, it was just grinding for a long time. Before, like I would say maybe seventh grade. Seventh grade is when I realized I could really go and play at the Division I level. I realized I could go to college for what I do. And so that's when I really started taking like football truly seriously is like seventh grade. And so end up going through, got invited to, at our age we get invited to like these like little all-star games and stuff like that. Got invited to one of those and some big camps and stuff they hold. But I didn't pick up any college attention until my 10th grade year, which it was a long time. For me, it was a long time coming because I was watching everybody else. This was the age of when the kids in 8th grade and, ninth grade were just getting offers early. So for me, it was like just sitting there watching those guys get offered. I was kind of like, oh, like I know I'm good. I know I'm better than some of these guys, but I just had to learn to be patient and wait for my time to come. And sure enough, February of my sophomore year at that time did come. And then now it's just after the first one, they just came in like crazy. They were like back to back to back. I remember I got like 3 offers, I want to say in like 2 days. They were like just coming back to back to back. And then time went on, like bigger colleges started reaching out, or some of the colleges that like Penn State and USC and well, not to say they're bigger than Oregon, but just some more schools, some of those notable names started reaching out. So like USC, Penn State, got in, even branched out into the SEC with the University of Arkansas. Now even like, so that was cool. And then now even the University of Colorado. So the recruiting process has been amazing, I say, after, waiting and being patient. And really what led me to my decision was just going through. I had to, it's a business, and colleges are going to choose who or want to pick up who they feel is best for their program and best for what they want to do. And as a student athlete and as a recruit and as a prospect, we're looking to choose the best college for us and what we want to do and what we can do, in pursuing football and our degrees. And so really, University of Washington was kind of just like a no-brainer. They ended up going to the national championship, that this past season. I know it wasn't the result, we all wanted to see, but they ended up going to the national championship. So that's the highest, like the high as you could get. To get a degree from UW is like, you just think about UW education, that's a no-brainer. It's hard to get into UW. So right now I had the opportunity to go play football for one of the best teams in college football and go get an education from one of the best colleges in the country. So that's ultimately what led me to my decision.
Well, makes sense. We always say, Andrew, we'll get to you in a sec here. I always say that it's the one part of your career where you kind of, other than free agency 10 years down the road or 15 years down the road, but it's the one part of your career where you get to choose where you want to go as opposed to being drafted to a team where you're going to be for the next while.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Andrew, go ahead, bud.
And then for me, I haven't really been like recruited yet, but I don't know. I'm still kind of trying to decide if that's like what I want for college or if I just want to go somewhere and just get an education. But I agree with Ed that like sometimes I'll look at guys that I do see get like some offers, and I just feel like I'm definitely just as good, if not better than them. So I don't know. I'm still deciding.
Hey, you keep trying. Maybe you just didn't have an
Yeah.
interview out there yet. Now you got an interview out there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe.
Andrew Wold, I'll tell you this much. This is a guy that definitely like you you look at him, you see the way he plays, you see the way he carries himself. This is a guy I feel like he can go compete at the college level. No matter what college level that is, whether that be high D1 FBS or an FCS level or even like somewhere down as like the D2 or D3 level, he can go compete. And he can go compete at a very high level. So I definitely say come colleges need to come knocking on his door because he's an amazing quarterback.
There's the plug right there. You heard it from John. They okay, Jonathan. You played multiple positions that you excel at. Which one do you think is going to be the best for you going forward?
To be honest, linebacker. So right now I'm playing that inside linebacker position. But the position that's going to be best for me is truly that nickel or that Sam position, a guy who kind of plays out there in space, so you can move him over to the boundary, just depending on what you want to do. Um, but yeah, so I think I'm gonna end up playing like somewhere. I'm gonna end up playing more so of a DB position in college. I know that as much from speaking of University of Washington. Where I'm gonna end up playing their Husky position, and so I'll be that nickel or that Sam backer.
And they do have a beauty out there in Thaddeus Dixon. They got a pretty good husky of mine I had on the show. I like that guy. Do you guys? Okay, this one's for both of you. Do you guys have a dream stadium or venue that you want to play at one day?
Ooh. Uh, you know what? I'll probably go with the big house. I probably want to go play at the big house and see what that's like.
Andrew, go ahead, bud. Yep.
For me, it'd probably be. I mean, obviously, like Husky Stadium would be sick, just because I've grown up a Husky fan, and playing there would be a great feeling. But other than that, probably, yeah, the big house is a great one, or maybe like Florida State, because I know they have some cool traditions down there, or like just a place like Bama or something, just because it's just Alabama.
So you've done the Huskies tailgates, I would assume.
Yeah, I've been there. I've done a couple of those.
Yeah, me too. I love it. I mean, this week it's the Weaver State game, I believe. But
Yeah,
see, I tried to get the whole season tickets, but then it's too hard for me to make every single weekend down there. But yeah, no, that'll be good. And the Huskies tailgating is. I tell this to everybody. It's almost better than the Seahawks. The Seahawks you can't really tailgate because you got the one strip kind of. You have to go to a pub or a bar. But the whole parking lot at the Huskies thing is awesome. Or down at the Sailgate.
yeah, I know it gets packed down there. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, definitely. I love it there. Jonathan, how did your time in Hare Academy help your game?
Oh, Coach Reggie Jones is amazing. I start off with saying that. He truly developed really helped develop me in that DB position, and working with him has been like amazing. But the key word is like development. Coach Reggie is like really key. The big focus thing is like developing, and he develops guys. And he developed me into a role which I didn't think I was going to be able to play. To be honest, I'm an athlete, yeah, but sometimes like that DB position, I was playing linebacker, so that DB position, you got to be a little bit more. You have to be more coordinated, be able to open up your hips a little bit more, be able to break on things and get downhill a little bit faster than any of those other positions. You have to be a true athlete to play that position, and Coach Reggie really helped me become that true athlete to play that position. He taught me a lot, and I'm like really grateful for everything he's taught me. But really, he like at my time at Air really was like, so it was how do I say it? Like, I don't know. All I can really say is like the developmental part of it is what's helped me so much in my like where I'm at right now.
Okay, what courses are you planning on taking in college? This could be for both of you.
I'm planning to go be a business major and entrepreneurship.
Yeah, then I'm planning to probably study engineering.
Okay. So the Huskies got the new coach and Jed Fitch. Did you get a chance to meet him? And I believe if I saw one stat somewhere, Jonathan, you have played for him before.
For Coach Fish.
Yeah.
I haven't got a. Well, yeah, of course, I've had a chance to meet him, talk to him. I haven't had a chance to play for him yet, though.
Okay.
That will. Hey, I will be though here in the near future. I will be playing for Coach Fish. But no, I love Coach Fish. Amazing guy, great guy. Like has his smile. You see him smiling, it puts a smile on your face. So I love being around him. And like he just like very wise, very smart. Like and when he speaks, like he speaks with a lot of conviction, a lot of confidence, and you could tell he's serious about what he's talking about. So yeah.
I also read somewhere else that you're looking, or you want your legacy as a Husky to be something big. So how big, or what do you want your legacy to be?
I do. I was so when we spoke about it, I wanted to be able to think where where my kids come up and are able to, like, hopefully I'm able to have a son. I don't know. My family, we don't have nothing but girls. I'm the only boy on I'm the only boy on my dad's side. So, but I want my son to be able to go play for, my alma mater, and enjoy his time there. And I want him to be able to pass, and I want to be able to pass that down, and for my son to pass that down. Or my daughter, say if I were to have a daughter, she go to the University of Washington. I want her to be able to enjoy her time there and get her education there and be able to pass that down to her kids. So really my legacy is just having my kids go to one of the best colleges in the country, and for them to send their kids to one of the best colleges in the country, because that's really how I view, I can start the generational wealth and I just pass it down, and they continue to pass it down, and I can do that through going to the University of Washington.
Hey, Andrew, you got anything that you want to add? I mean, I have a couple in a row here that I have for John, but
no, you can just keep asking him.
Okay. Okay. Is there any player at UW that's made you feel really like part of the team, that's reached out to you and brought you in?
Adam Muhammad. Adam Muhammad, definitely. I talk to him all the time. And when I'm up there, I always talk to him. We like speak like pretty often and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely Muhammad.
Okay. And they got Steve Belichick there nowadays as the defensive coordinator. Any ideas on what kind of defense we're getting out of him? I mean, people know, football fans know, but I want to hear it from you.
Oh, what type of? You're gonna get a great defense. It's an NFL defense, so it's gonna be amazing. Like what I've been told and what the things I've seen, can't put too much out there like that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I hear you.
As far as what we gonna be doing, but that defense is gonna be exciting to watch, and it's not gonna be no, not a day like it's gonna be. Last year's defense was good. They were pretty good with the athletes and everybody they had and the system they were under. But I think this defense is going to be great because they have those same athletes, those guys who can go play football and go get after, who play fast and hit hard. And then you're going to put them in the NFL system. So it's amazing just to see that.
It's good. Keys to success are right there.
Yes, sir.
Yes, exactly. Hey, both of you guys, what's one obstacle you have overcome in your careers or an injury to get to where you are today?
So I had a few obstacles. All right, so kind of start. My first obstacle, definitely I say the passing of my big brother and then one of my closest friends. Getting over that obstacle, that really taught me to be mentally tough. We talked about this the other day in meetings. What causes you to be mentally tough, what breaks you, what has broken you down before, and what helped you be resilient and get to where you're at now. I definitely say it's the passing of my big brother and one of my closest friends. Injuries and stuff, injuries happen. We can get over injuries, you recover, you come back the next year and you go play ball. The same thing. I went through injury last year, was out for a good bit of the season. but I'm gonna bounce back this year. I'm gonna have a great season, just like I'm supposed to. But definitely, I say the passing of my big brother and one of my closest friends. Uh, that's definitely an obstacle I had to overcome. Being young, because my brother passed away when I was 12, turning 13, and my friend passed away when I was 15 years old, or 16. So
Okay.
Yeah, and then for me, I'd probably say going into my sophomore year, like right after I was named the starter, I had a small break in my wrist on my throwing hand. So that was kind of hard for the first couple weeks of the season. I'd have it taped and it made throwing a lot more difficult. And then other than that, it's mostly just I've always been like on the smaller side. So I've really had to focus, especially this last off season, on trying to get bigger. So that way I'm more prepared to run and just to step it up.
Okay. Pre-game or post-game rituals? Some people, I know from my hockey interviews, some guys tie the left skate before the right skate, and they got stuff that they have to do each game. They got to drink a coffee 11 minutes before this or something.
mine is all right. So this not suggested. I don't suggest people do this, but I eat Ben and Jerry's ice cream before a game. I like Ben and Jerry's, and I get like a little snack cake with it. So I'm always eating ice cream and cake before a game.
Okay.
And then at halftime, I drink. I go. I always keep it in my bag. I always keep a Dr Pepper in my bag. Drink Dr
Oh,
Pepper.
wait. Yeah, that's a lot of sugar intake for you guys.
Just that's I got it from Marshawn Lynch. But he eats Skittles.
Jeez, the Skittles.
I'm not big on candy like that. So my biggest thing, I eat ice cream and cake, and then drink a little soda at halftime. Keep my sugar up.
Okay.
For me, it was always, I don't know why, but I just started getting Jersey Mike's before every game. So I'll just get a Jersey Mike sandwich before every game, and then that's just my pregame meal.
Okay, that works. That works. So what are your goals for this upcoming season, both of you guys?
To go ball out and have an amazing season, and to go take it. Last year we made it to the round of 16. This year, I want to advance further than that, because that means we took a step forward from last year. So I want to go ball with my team this season. We got some big games, within these first 2 weeks. We got to go get after it. We want those 2 big wins these first 2 weeks. And then after that, we're going to go play the rest of our season and dominate. But the biggest goal is to get, past to take a step forward from last year and advance further into the state tournament or playoffs, as probably said.
Yeah, I just agree with everything Ep said, and then also, yeah, just like I want to personally have like my best season yet, and then also as a team have our most successful season. So those are my goals.
Okay. What motivates each of you to get up and train each day?
Again, go back to it. My brother and my friend, they've always supported me. My friend Sincere, he was great. He was a great athlete, great football player. Well, he was a better basketball player than a football player. I'll say that much. But it like a guy that always pushed me, always encouraged me to do better. And my brother as well, always supportive of me, always pushed me, always make me want to be better. I always wanted to be. He was fast. My brother's really fast, so I wanted to be just like my brother. So I've always like that training aspect of it just comes from wanting to be, to do things for them in a way, because they don't get to do it anymore. They don't get to wake up and have that opportunity to go get after it. So I'm going to take the opportunity to wake up and go get after it.
Okay, Andrew.
For me, it's probably just I just want to be better than I was the day before and just keep improving in everything I do, and I just want to be the best, and also just for my teammates and everything, just gotta keep going.
Okay. Personal highlight. What's your favorite highlight of your career?
Ooh.
Or moment. It doesn't even have to be a highlight.
I think mine was when we played Juanita week 10. It's a week 10 game. We play in Juanita. I'm back there at free safety. They run the ball to the outside, and I see I read the play. I just read it. I'm like, I know exactly where he's going. I go downhill, and boom, a big hit on the sideline. His mouthpiece goes flying out of his mouth. He's on the ground. I'm celebrating. So I think that's probably my best highlight or my favorite highlight. Or actually, I say that's the second one. My first one, I was toting the rock. I was running the ball. This is against Thomas Jefferson, and you would think they had me dead to rights. Like I was tackled. I'm going down. It's a big old group of everybody on top. I get out of it and I take off running. Like it was I think that was one of my best ones. Kind of reminds me of like a Marshawn Lynch type of run right there. So I think that's my favorite highlight.
Okay.
And then I'd say my favorite like highlight and moment was also against Juanita in week 10. I think we were up by like a touchdown maybe, or maybe it was tied. I don't remember, but we had like a post call to one of my best friends and he caught that thing and just was out in stride and ran for like an 80-yard touchdown to kind of give us like a comfortable lead. And then next drive, Epp had a great run and then that kind of sealed the game. So that's probably my favorite.
Okay. Those will be on your hurdles?
Yeah, that'll be a huddle. Yeah,
Huddle?
that'll be a huddle.
Okay, perfect. We'll try to find those. Do you guys have a go-to celly after a big play?
We throw the money signs up.
Yeah.
We making money because we getting money out here. So we all about our bread. Wold's nickname, hold on, is Money Man Wold. The receiver he's talking about is Cash Money Cole. So it's we're all about, going out there and getting into it and getting our bread, getting the money off the floor, for real. 'Cause it's there. You just got to go get it.
Yep.
Okay. What makes a good coach?
Ooh.
I say, to be honest, our coach is like one of the best coaches I've ever had, Coach Hurd. And what makes him a good coach, and not just a good coach, but a great coach, is his willingness to bring others along. Like as a coach, you could just like, to be honest, you can really just put it off on your team to be like, oh no, you guys need to be the leaders. I'm gonna sit back, just kind of call plays and stuff like no. He brings us along. If the energy is kind of down, Coach Hurd is bringing the energy as much as he can. And it's just the willingness to do for others. He does a lot for us and a lot for our team. And so I think that's the what makes him such a great coach is the fact that he is so willing to do things for us and be there for us and bring us along, when we're down and pick us up, when we need it the most.
Yeah, and then along with that, I'd say for Hurd, I work with him a lot because he's also the offensive coordinator for us, and he just does a great job at trying to get the best out of all his players. Like I know he always gets the best out of me, and he if someone's down, he always does a great job of picking them up and encouraging them to go out and get it the next play instead of hanging their head.
Perfect. If you were an animal, what animal would you be?
Ooh. What animal would I plan be?
For instance, I go with a dolphin because I look like a dolphin.
What animal would I be? I'd probably be. You know what? I'd probably be a panther. I think I'd be a panther. Like, I was thinking about it. Like, you think just like fast, strong. You know, not the biggest, but show you when things need to get done, they'll get it done.
Agility,
agile. Like I definitely say probably if I was anything, I'd be a panther. And they not really big and out there like that. They kind of calm into their selves and like they really like don't be worried about nobody else, but what they got going on. So yeah, I'd probably say a panther.
cool.
And then for me, I'm just kind of trying to think. Maybe like
A baby deer.
a baby deer. Probably maybe like a killer whale or something because they're smart and they hunt in packs and they kind of they're killers.
Okay. some teams do a rookie initiation and stuff, so you might get this one day. If you had to sing one karaoke song in front of your teammates, what song do you got to sing?
Hold on.
Karaoke song in front of the team. Oh, let me think. That's a tough one. Let me think.
Yeah, we got the fun questions over here.
Karaoke song.
It doesn't have to be a karaoke song, you know. It could be a hip hop song, or you just gotta perform it in front of all your peers.
I'd say probably 6', 7' by Lil Wayne. I got that song. I think I could like I hear the beat. I could like probably go bar for bar with that song. So yeah, 6', 7' by Lil Wayne.
Okay.
For me, maybe like song by either Drake or Kanye. Maybe like trying to think. I mean, most of their songs I know, but a specific one, maybe like slow jams or something.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah.
Okay. What would we find on each of your playlists these days?
You're gonna find probably some Vaughn off 1700. Definitely I'm a big OT7 Quantity fan, so I love OT7 Quantity. And like big on like Sac music, so like from Sacramento, California. So probably and the Bay music. So I probably say like you're gonna see like EBK J-Bo, EBK Back Though, like all the EBK, you'll see them. Some Larry June. I'm big into like LA because my family, a lot of my family's from LA,
Yeah.
in California. So big on Cali music. So you're gonna see a lot of some Cali rappers in there too. You know.
Perfect. I mean, I know June, of course. Like, and I also this is a hip hop podcast too, so I interview like West Coast rappers and all like tons of them. So,
Yeah. And then
Andrew, go ahead, bud.
for me, I got a couple playlists, but I got like a country one, or I don't know if it's necessarily country, but it has like Zach Bryan on it and a couple other guys. And then I got like my other one that's like massive. It has pretty much everything that you can think of. It's kind of just a mix.
Okay. Well, yeah, I got one of those too. Favorite sports franchise and least favorite sports franchise. It does not have to be football because one day you might be drafted into that team.
All right. So favorite sports franchise, I'd probably say I'm a big, you know what? I'm actually because they drafted so many of my Georgia Bulldogs, I gotta say the Philadelphia Eagles. That's probably one of my favorite sports franchises because like those guys are having a ball there and they're successful there. So and then one of my least favorite, probably go back to, but this is a year. This is in a year. I want to say, the Cavs when they had LeBron and Kyrie and they beat the Warriors. So I definitely say the Cal. I want to say what's that like the
2018 or 2017?
Yeah.
It's like 2018 Cavs
or 16. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then for me, my favorite's probably got to be just like the Seahawks, I guess, because it's just like the team I've grown up rooting for.
Yeah.
And then least favorite, I mean, it'd probably naturally be the Niners, I guess, just because, you know, or like the Patriots, just because they beat us in the Super Bowl on that.
Yes, of course. So the Patriots are definitely my least favorite franchise.
Yeah, those are probably just my 1 and 2. And then I was kind of a Warriors fan too, so I didn't really like the Cavs either when they came back 3-1. But yeah, that's it.
You guys wear eye black.
You might see me wear it. Like I might wear it, I might not. It depends. But it's always if I do wear it, it'll be in a cross. Always, big on my faith. So if I wear it, it'll be in a cross.
Yeah, I don't wear it too much. I've worn it for a couple of games over the last couple of years, but usually now.
Favorite sports movie?
Oh, Remember the Titans.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Or I like Rudy too. Rudy's good.
Okay, Rudy. That's an example. We had the real Rudy Rudiger, who plays the character, or not the guy that plays the character, but the movie's based off of the real Rudy. We had the real Rudy on the podcast and talked to him about the
Oh,
whole
that's sick.
movie and everything. Yeah. You got your go-to Gatorade color.
Ooh,
Glacier
glacier cherry. So
Oh, that's what I was gonna.
that's the white color. It's the glacier cherry.
Yeah, glacier cherry.
Yeah, you guys get the good stuff down there. We don't get that flavor up here in Canada. Uh, okay, you guys play fantasy football.
I do.
I don't.
Okay, that's the correct answer. The okay, what about social media? How important is the stuff that you guys post on social media?
Oh, it's very important, you know, because I've like heard about it. I haven't really had any bad like instances where I've like done anything, but like I've heard like guys getting like scholarships taken or like, you know, being removed from teams because of like the bad behavior on social media or like not, behaving, appropriately on social media. So what we post and what we do is very important on social media. And a lot of the younger guys, I like to say, like, follow. I think both me and Andrew, uh, like from the kids that kind of come up and look up to us. So I always want to try to keep everything appropriate for them, so they know, like, um, yeah, just kind of keep things like age appropriate and like uh, good for the kids, stuff like that, and make sure I don't do anything like that's inappropriate or like, against what I should be doing.
Yeah, I agree with all that. And I don't even really post that much, but when I do, it's never anything bad or, it's always something that I know that anyone that I follow or is following me, they'll be able to see and it won't like make them angry or anything.
Yeah, that's true. We had a real stud running back, Stacy Gage. He came on the show from IMG. He told us he never posts anything you wouldn't want your grandma to see.
Yeah.
So pretty much, and you never know. You post something, you make a comment, you chirp somebody that somebody doesn't know is a joke. You chirp somebody wrong, and 10 years down the road, that shit comes back to haunt you somewhere. Like you're pulling it up at your NFL draft. Like, yeah, so just I always try to tell the young guys to be careful on social medias and how much you post.
Mm-hmm.